or she could fall on her head, she could have a concussion, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, he's still a bigger person. You know, so you have to remember, like, physical.
So did she swing at him because she was mad?
I would say maybe because she was upset, or, you know what I'm saying, she felt disrespected, or it was like there's nothing, she ain't got no words really to say to hurt him, so her natural reaction, well, not a natural reaction, but her initiated reaction was to slap the shit out of him. Like, you're being all the way disrespectful. Now, is it okay for him to push her? Is it okay for him to, you know what I'm saying, as big as he is, bro?
But answer that. That's what I just asked you. So answer that for me. Is it okay? Like,
it's not okay. I told you I didn't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
But I'm just saying. But if you ask him for something, you're gonna get it. So I'm not saying it's right for on a woman. I'm just saying you can't do certain things and then be like, okay, now if you kick me in my ass on the way I'm leaving out, then all right, cool. But, you know what I'm saying? You can't.
I'm slamming the door quick.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Just so you don't come back.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know.
I just really don't think that anybody should really put their hands on anybody. And I learned that throughout all my other relationships. Like, niggas should keep his hands to himself, and I also need to keep my hands to myself. You know, because I also can be a little handsy, you know, especially if you get me to a point where, you know, you really, really pissing me off. But now I've learned that, you know, sometimes it's best just to keep your mouth shut, because not everything deserves a response, and not everybody deserves to actually get that much control over you.
Right.
You know, people shouldn't have that much control over you, where you have to act out to a point where you need to be hitting, or, you know what I'm saying, being disrespectful and rude. And that's what I've learned, that now that I'm so much older now, I don't want to be in any relationship where we have to be nasty or rude to each other. So whether that's my friendships, just somebody I'm dating, a man that I'm with, my children, if I gotta be nasty and cussing and doing all that extra shit or having an attitude with you, it's a total turn off for me now, because I believe that you can create all happiness if you decide to. You can create whatever you want to create at that moment.
Right.
You don't, you know, like, there's no need for all of that at this age. That younger, yes, it can have an effect, because that was your initial question. It can have an effect on you today, depending on how you worked it out, depending on how you decided to move forward. So I believe that, yeah, it can have an effect on you. It's had an effect on me all these years. But counseling, therapy, you know what I'm saying, certain different things that you can do to, you know, get past it.
But the person wanted to know, not to cut you, the person wanted to know, like, why me? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, that's what she was at the time. You know what I'm saying? Everybody serves a purpose to somebody at a certain specific time. Like, why not you?
I'm just saying, like, why me? Like, if you did that,
you didn't just
why you don't do that now?
Because, like I said, everybody serves a purpose at that moment, at that time. Like, my purpose with my ex was my purpose with my ex. You know what I'm saying? We went through whatever we went through, and you know what's so crazy is I was thinking that the other day, is I feel like sometimes, and somebody told me this. Somebody told me this. Like, I was with somebody sometime on and off for a long time, and I just couldn't understand, like, why you don't choose me, right? As a woman, I'm like, why you don't choose me? Like, what? And it was like, his answer to me was, well, sometimes we're preparing each other for somebody else, right? And I was just like, fuck out of here. You didn't say some shit like that to me. What you talking about? I want to give a punch me away, but nah, that's not the way to be. So I was just like, I understand it now. Like, I believe
that's
that
true,
serves a purpose for everybody else. So I mean, you may be serving a purpose to prepare that person for somebody else. And it's okay.
You don't think that's true?
I believe it's true.
No, it is.
Because I believe that people can have a connection for years.
Right.
And then, you know, you may have a shift in your own soul, right? You may have a shift in your own mentality and your spirituality that may shift you away from actually being connected to the person that you're with. And then it becomes, okay, wait a minute, we're not compatible no more. What was the problem? You know, we're you're there and I'm here. We're not doing the same things we used to do anymore. And that's because you're not really aligned with that person. You're not really connected with that person as you once were. That's because maybe that person served their purpose for you at that time. And then when you grew into a different phase in your life, then that person no longer serves you that purpose, or serves a continuous purpose. And that's why I feel like people say, well, you know, you got to constantly work on marriage and this, that, and the third, or whatever. And I believe that. You know, I believe that. But it has to be together, right? It has to be together. It has to be two people willing to work on that situation together. And if you're not willing to work on it together, then that means that one person served their purpose, to the other person and vice versa. And then it's time to move on. So people say marriage is forever,
I always
but
say that though. I always say
I believe connection is,
everything, right? Because I say like for me, because I only can speak for me, so I'm just saying like this person, you might have been with this person for years, right?
Oh yeah.
And then say you want to say hi to a few people.
What up, cuz?
So
I see my cousin Mo there.
So what I mean is this person you might not love them, but you're with them. But that person taught you how to love, not showing you or telling you, but in due time. So it'll teach you how to love the next person that you're with. That's what I think what happened with me. Because I didn't know about none of that. And then after I've been through something with this one, now when I got with this one, I knew how to
experience.
Right. So I knew how to treat this one with that one. You understand what I'm saying? Because you wasn't really in love with this one.
What?
But they taught you.
Always got you.
Not knowing they taught you. And you not knowing until you got with somebody else. And then you know that.
It's just like work, right? You get experience. Like you start a job, you have no experience in this job. You don't know what you're doing. You don't really know how to really handle the work environment or whatever. And then you learn as you go, right? You're working, you learn as you go, then you go to another job. So take the experience you have from that first job to the second job and so forth and so forth.
Right.
And that's how you continue to grow. I believe the same thing happens in relationships. You're going to meet people. Now you may stay with the person that you're with, but you're going to meet people along the way throughout your relationship that can probably teach you a couple of things, right? And you might slip up. That's what we're talking about, the cheating part, right? Where men cheat, or even women, because I don't always think it's just men that cheat, because women do cheat too.
Yeah, y'all do.
Listen, I've had a side dude for many, many years, and I'm keeping it funky. You know what I mean? Like all the way funky. And that's just really what it is, because women do it too, because we feel like, hey, All right, so let me ask you something about
that. So I said this to somebody recently too. When women cheat, when you cheat, are you doing it to get back?
No. I don't think women do it. Well, some women do. Okay, like again, I can speak for myself. I can't speak for other women. Some a lot of people usually say, well, women cheat with emotion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, I can't speak for other women, but I'm gonna speak for myself. I do not cheat with emotion. Well, I don't cheat. Let me clarify that. I do not cheat.
Right.
Okay. However, I have had moments where I have had someone who was only literally just a sexual partner. You know what I'm saying? And we knew that's what it was. That's all it ever was. So even when I was in a relationship or dating somebody else, that person is still available. That person is still available because they know that that's the only purpose that they serve, and vice versa, right? They know that. So I don't consider it cheating, because if you're not really committed in a relationship, it's not really cheating, right? If you decide to be dating with somebody else and then sleep with somebody, it's not really cheating. It's not cheating.
Why not?
Well, because you're not committed to the person.
It don't matter.
It does matter.
Nah, that don't matter.
You can't sit here and I'm dating you. I'm dating. We're just dating. We're going out. We're courting. We're chilling or whatever. We may not be having sex, but that's the dude that I'm having sex with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing happens to men most of the time. Like they'll be dating a woman and still be having sex with somebody else, right? Because they're trying to really focus on being a woman or learning that woman and not wanting to put the sex aspect into it, right? But they still need to get their rocks off. Right. The same thing happens for women. The only difference is that a lot of women don't admit it. Right? A lot of women don't come to the forefront and be like, listen, yeah, I'm dating you. And that's how a lot of surprise pregnancies happen, right? Because they don't come out blatantly and say, yo, look, I like you, I'm dating you, but I'm smashing homeboy on the side. Women ain't gonna say that. They're not gonna come out and say that. Men don't come out and say it. It works both ways. Now, however, when the pregnancy come up, it's you're like, how the fuck that happened? Where that came from?
Yeah.
Who's this nigga? But that's what really happened. Where to me, I'm becoming more open now about, my private life and being a little bit more open about the things that I've done and I've experienced, only because I'm hitting this stage in my life where it's like, yo, you're gonna take me for how I am. You like it or you don't. Hey, if you like it, great, you will take advantage of it. If you don't like it, That's fine. You know, either way, I'm still gonna be good.
Right.
You know, and I believe everybody should think that way, but not everybody is me, so I have to, you know.
But everybody try to pretend. That's what I mean too. Like people pretend to be something that
They really aren't.
they really aren't, and it's corny. Like you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like at a certain age, who cares if you fuck? Like who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like.
Well,
And nobody not saying tell me who everybody you had sex with, but don't. It changes when the person find out who you are, and then you be like, oh, you changed. You used to call me all the time. Yeah, you fucked that up.
how so? How do we just jump from that? Like, how do we just change?
I'm just saying because you brought it up. So I'm going,
Your eyes are always so hot, bro. Like, you need to crack
you
up.
know I had the heat on it.
You got this like we sitting up in the
You're
sun.
like,
This
you know, but how did that come up?
They got me really putting my shit out there. Whoa. All right. So, yeah, about that life, right? So, yeah, nah. I mean, look, I have been in situations where I have had, and I believe you are what you attract. You know what I'm saying? Like you attract what you are, or whatever the case is. Like what your subconscious mind is. We'll get on that to another level because I don't know how many people are on that vibe. But look, I encounter a lot of men who come around and they want Josie, right? They're like, oh, I want Josie. But then when they get to know me a little bit and they see that I am more than just the physical piece, right? I'm more than just a pretty face. I'm more than just a cute little smile. I'm actually a lot more deeper than that. And I take the people that I date exclusively seriously, right? I like to date exclusively. However, I still always got that nigga on the side, right? Because he's never going to go nowhere. That is always going to, and I believe all men have the same option. I believe that. I don't care what nobody's saying. I believe that there's a man out there. Every man out there has a girl that they can call definitely to smash if they wanted to. That's just real shit.
Okay.
Every man. But we're not gonna say and point no fingers at nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it is realistic, and at the end of the day, you meet people, you get in conversation with them, you start talking, you vibe with them. And I just seen a post like this on Facebook not so long ago. And you start kicking it with them, and everything's all good, and you all, oh my God, I'm so in love with this one. Oh my God, it's all good. You start having sex, things start to fade.
Right.
Why is that? Why is that happens, right? Why does that always happen? Like, that's the 2019 version of dating? Like,
because like I told somebody this the other day, right? It's like, you know how like everybody want Beyonce because everybody thinks
she's the shit.
Right. So Beyonce is this shit, right? So if this same guy is like, oh, I want Beyonce, and then once he has sex with her, the thrill is gone.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So every woman is Beyonce. You understand what I'm saying? Like every woman, for real. Because the dude will go through everything just to get you. Right. He'll call you, he'll take you out to eat just to get some. Right. And then once he gets on, you're not Beyonce no more. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So every woman is Beyonce, and once you give it up, your Beyonce is gone. Because it's like he chasing you. It's a chase.
So it's just like it's this chase for the prize. Is that
that's what it is?
It's almost like playing that balloon game. You know that game when you go to the carnival and it's like everybody in the line and you gotta shoot the water in so the balloon can pop, right? Yeah. And then when you pop, it's like, oh, I'm gonna get that hole. I'm gonna hit the hole. Yeah. And you keep playing, because you see everybody else still trying to hit that same prize point. And then boom. So finally you get your balloon pops. Right. You get the prize. What do? You walk away.
Right. But that's what it is.
That's what it really is. It's like gaining the prize, now you're done and you walk away. Right. I would think that at some point, and this is where guys fuck me up at all the time, because I would think that after you get it, it's supposed to make things better. Like it's supposed to enhance the relationship. It's supposed to enhance the time y'all spend together. It's supposed to enhance us going out and wanting to be together and vibe together and do all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's like, damn, you know what? After we go and get these drinks in, boo, we're about to get it popping when we get home because it's going to be lit. And the more you with somebody, the better the sex. But then again, not everybody's me, but I keep saying that, right?
Right.
Yeah, because
I
be in my own bubble. You understand?
Right.
I really be in my own bubble sometimes because I know I have a big ego and I'm working on it.
No, but don't, you can't work on it. You
I have to work on it.
no, you gotta always be you. Somebody told me
I
that.
am me, but I gotta work on the ego.
I was talking about some people, whatever, and then I apologized, and my man was like, "Why are you apologizing for being yourself?" You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't apologize for being yourself. Be who you are. If they don't accept that, then let them go ahead. It might be 2 people that don't accept it, but it might be 20 that do. So you can't change. Don't change. That's
No. I'm never gonna change.
Right.
And everybody knows me. You know, if you really, really know me, you know I've always been the same way since I was very, very young. I've always been the very same way, straight up, no filter, always fun, always funny. You know, always make people feel comfortable. Love to help others. You know, I've always been this way since I was very, very young. I don't change that. But what I'm working on is not changing that. I have an ego because we all have an ego, but I am learning how to, you know, use my ego at the right time.
Right.
You know, use those certain, you know, great things about you at the right time, because not every time is the right time for them.
Right.
So, you know, I can't always be like, damn nigga, you ain't hit me up. I'm the motherfucking bomb. What you mean you ain't hit me up?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, bitch.
Right.
I'm the bomb too. Why you ain't hitting me up? You know, but you know, and I believe it's a two-way thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that, the whole ego thing is a whole nother topic, and I'm learning it. You
But
know?
it's the chase, man. I always
It's
tell
the
people
chase.
that. Even
It's the
if you
chase.
got a man and you got a thing on the side, you can never. Even if you leave your man, you can't tell a side nigga that, because it'll change him too.
What? You know what? You're absolutely right. Because I'm going to tell you a story, right?
No, because I
I'll
know.
tell you a story. This is crazy because so I was with somebody, and through the course of me being with somebody, this, you know, side dude that I've, you know, been seeing on off for mad years, he's like, yo, you still with this? Like, let me come see you. Let me come check you. I'm like, yo, you can't really, I'm with dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't do that or whatever. And he's like, boom. So then once that was over, it was like, yo, you still with this dude? And I'm like, nah, you know, things are over, whatever the case is. And he's just like, damn, like, I bet I'm going to see you. But I think what changed was the fact that it wasn't so much more interesting because I was with somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he knows his position. Right?
And he's a superhero.
When shit is going bad, I'm going to fix it. For that moment.
Right. He's the superhero.
Oh, man.
I know, because it's like,
Oh, man. How many of y'all women out there really, really got a side dude? You know, let's just keep it real.
They ain't gonna say that.
They're never going to say it, but admit it to yourself in private.
Right. But it's like the side dude, like, and I even told my friend this, I said, listen, even if you break up with your man, don't tell the side dude, because then he ain't gonna want you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was just like the chase was over.
Yeah, because
like,
now it's like you can't
man.
sneak out to see him. You can't do this. Or
that's what makes it so much more fun, right? That's what makes it more exciting.
Right.
It's enticing. Like,
she coming out.
oh shit, that nigga don't know shit.
Yeah.
But you know what? That happens with side women too. You know that?
What?
They like that. So like when the guy breaks up with the girl, it's almost like.
But that'll never happen. Well, some suckers do that.
It's like, oh, you broke up with your damn nigga. You broke up with your girl. Shit. You know, some women.
Yeah,
like
but that's suckers though that do that.
What you mean?
That's a sucker. Like, I was just saying that, like I'm not saying it's all right to cheat. I just said that to you. It's not all right to cheat, but if you do it, nigga, respect the crib. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Right. Same thing goes for the women.
Right. Just respect the crib. You don't gotta spend the night out. The pussy gonna be the same as it is tonight or in the morning. It's gonna be the same. Go your ass home. It don't take you all night to fuck.
But you know what? It ain't the same.
What you mean?
It ain't the same. Like the sex is not the same from the night to the morning. It's different.
Cause it's daylight?
No.
Fuck out of here. I'm going to fuck home. Your ass better wait another goddamn day.
Wait a minute.
Fuck out of
Wait
here.
a minute. No, it's not the same. It's not the same. Having night sex, you already have worn your day out. You're not even got the same like energy flow. You know what I'm saying? Morning, I love morning sex because it's like boom, we both wake up and it's like we just revved up for the day. Like, you know, you just got this whole new burst of energy. That's me.
Well, then that's when you gotta call a side nigga and get that
In the morning?
Yeah, because I wanna go. Like, I'm not doing that.
That's if it's a married man. You gotta
Yeah,
go.
I'm just saying.
But if you're not a married man, you don't gotta go nowhere.
It's already, if you make it that obvious that you're cheating, like you having babies and you go, that's sucker shit to me.
Like, yeah, nah, that's crazy.
Like you having babies on the chick, you doing this, you doing that. It's sucker shit. Go home.
If you feel like you need to cheat, here's where I am with it though. At this point, right? Moving forward, trying to be a better me and a better Josie. Really taking relationships a lot more seriously now than I've done in the past, and even more for myself, like having more self-respect and just saying, hey, you know what, this is not really what I want, and not allowing it to consume me. So what I've learned is that now more so is that I believe that every relationship you should have an assessment done every few months, right? You should have a talk with your partner, like every 3 months, like especially when you first new into the relationship. I think like every 3 months you should really have a talk with the person that you're dating or the person that you seeing that
everybody
you're
got somebody though.
Right, right. Not everybody, because I know a lot of lonely motherfuckers out there.
But he's not a virgin.
But doesn't mean he got somebody or
But
she got somebody.
You just said that though. You just said you believe that every man got something he can hit when he wants.
Yeah.
So that he's not lonely.
That does not mean that you're not lonely.
He may pretend that he's lonely.
That means that there's availability. That doesn't mean that he's not lonely. Because I know people who are actually together and they feel lonely. In the same house, in the same fucking bed, and they're lonely.
That's because somebody not showing enough.
Right,
attention.
and that is the reason why you should always have a discussion every few months.
But once it's over,
assessing your relationship.
A talk not gonna help it.
Here's the thing. It depends on what's happening during the talk. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? Right? Because we can talk like, oh, I'm not happy. Well, I'm not happy either. Well, you know what? You don't give me enough head. Well, you know what? You don't hug me enough. Like, whatever the situation is, like, it's not about that. It's about actually having a real conversation with your partner. Like, hey, where are you today? How you feel about me today? Is there something you think that I can improve on? Do you think that, wait, how do you want me to love you? I just had a topic I just saw on Facebook, and I shared it not so long about a man who asked his wife, how do you want me to love you? Because she had different stages in her life. And I believe that that's very true. Like I said, right? We change, we shift, right? Our thoughts shift, our personalities may stay the same, but our spirit shift depending on the experiences that we're having, whether with work, kids, you shift.
Right.
You're gonna have a shift in your life. Everybody goes through it. Right. There's no one person I know that has been exactly the same. Well, I do know somebody like that, but they do have a shift and their desires become different, their wants, their interests, they become different. Because I know for sure I am nothing like I was when I was 14, 15, 16 years old. Right. When I had my kid's father. Like, we were together when we was real young kids. Nothing like I was then. Right. Nothing. Like, my interests are different. The way I carry myself is different. My mentality, my experiences have changed the way I am. So you're going to go through that, right? So saying that, I believe that you should come together and say, hey, you know what? How do you feel about this? What can I work on? What is it that I can change? Or maybe I can improve, or maybe I can stop doing something. Like, the only way you're going to be able to know that is if you have that talk, right? You have to have substance to your talk. You can't just be like, it can't be a complaining thing. You know what I'm saying? It can't be like, what you don't do, what you don't do, what you don't do. It's like, okay, great. That's what happens a lot. Men tune the women out. They're like, you don't love me, you don't take me shopping, you don't date me, you don't this, you don't. And then the nigga's like, all right, well, fuck it, bitch. You know what I'm saying? They turn off, right? They turn themselves off. And it happens with women too. Right? The man's like, you don't cook enough, you don't do this, you don't. All these you don't. It's like women just like, well, fuck it, whatever. We just together. We for the kids, we for that. But you really should have a conversation, like an honest, heart-to-heart conversation.
Everybody can't take
and not everybody, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Not everybody can take that. So that's why I said this is where the shift comes in, right? Because if your partner can't really take that and you can't really have that conversation, I mean, it's gonna be hard to stay in a very happy and healthy relationship.
Because it's gonna come up. Whatever the honest conversation that you have is gonna come up 3 months from now. Like, oh, but you said motherfucking like, come on. So, like, That can't happen for everybody.
Oh man, women are like elephants. They remember everything. Well,
Yes.
you was wearing those gray pants with
Right.
that white t-shirt that had the stain on the right side when you said.
Exactly. So that don't make no sense to do that. So you might as well just don't listen. If you don't tell the truth from the beginning, you can never tell the truth because like I said, the person is thinking of you one way. You know what I'm saying? That's like
Perception is everything.
Thank you.
Perception is
That's
everything.
what I'm saying. So if you don't be you from the beginning, you could never be you later because they're gonna be like, what?
Like, who is this?
Yeah,
Who is this?
Like who showed you that? Some nigga? So now it's like you
Well, you want to know what? Let me tell you. I have been in a relationship where I was myself. I'm always myself.
Right.
And if I feel like I can't be myself, I can't be with you. I can't fuck with you if I can't be myself. I've got to be myself. And I was myself always, and it was like, but there were certain levels to me, right? That I didn't reveal to him because I don't think he was ready for that.
Right.
Like different levels, more of my spiritual side. It's like, I can't really share that piece with him yet. He's not ready for that.
Right.
And I would say he wasn't ready for that only because of conversation I would have with him. When I would ask him certain questions, it was more like he would get irritable with my questions. And I was like, he's not on that level.
Right.
You got to know, first of all, you got to know who you are, and what you bring to the table.
Right.
And then knowing that piece of yourself and knowing who you are, when you have that conversation with your partner, depending on their answer to you, it's like, okay, can I reveal the next, another level to me? Can I peel myself just a little bit more and be more open with that person? So you can be yourself, but there's no such thing as somebody knowing who you are straight off the rip, like right off the bat. Like you just meeting somebody, you're gonna tell them everything about you automatically. No way, right? It takes time because you're building trust.
Right.
You building that rapport with that person. So I mean, I get it, but at the same time, you can't just be.
Yeah, I do this.
I do that.
Yeah.
I'm this, I'm that. Because I've met a lot of niggas who be like, yeah, I like this, I like that, I need this, I need that. And then you're like, oh yeah, well, you know what I'm saying? Here I am. I could tap into all of those avenues, and then all of a sudden they switch up on you.
Right.
And then you're just like, well, I thought you said you could do this, this, and this. And then it's like, boom, it's like sex. I always talk about sex, right? Because I know. Who's that? Just communication is key to a relationship and being able to respect your partner no matter the temptations that may be out there. That's from Jessica.
Jessica? Oh, okay.
That's my cousin Jessica. Long time.
Oh, here she
Long time. All right. You're the thanks, Will. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? My cousin Jessica's been with, and this is a story, and I hope, Jay, you don't mind that I share, but I'm gonna share it anyway. You can kill me later. So, here's my cousin, right? She you know what I'm saying? She was with somebody for a long period of time. They had children together. She was not she wasn't in a happy relationship. You know what I'm saying? And she found, the husband she has today, they were able to reunite, thanks to me, but that's besides the point. They were able to reunite during one of the hardest times in her relationship, and he was with somebody, she was with somebody, and then boom. You know what I'm saying? They reignited their relationship from 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? They done had kids, they done been in separate relationships and marriages, and then boom. You know what I'm saying? They reignite. So preparing yourself for somebody else, right? So here they were, teenagers in love, they were together, whatever the case is, they went about their separate ways. She went and been in another relationship, had children. He was in another relationship, had children. Years later, they meet again and they got married. You know what I'm saying? So it
wasn't their time.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not always the right time for everybody. So what I'm saying is to say this is that even though she knew and together, but at the time was not right. Whoever they decided to be with separately prepared each of them to be who they are today for each other. Right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it can happen. So that's a true story, cousin. I hope you don't mind me sharing, but I believe it's a beautiful story, and I love your union with you and Pop. So, much love always. So what she said, she goes, I don't mind. Oh, thank you. I think you wouldn't mind. I'm trying to talk about you, baby.
No, but that's true. I always say that because I didn't know what no love was. back then, like love you. You know what I'm saying? But it took me to go through all of these different women to actually know what it was.
Right.
But I didn't know at the time that they was teaching me.
Right.
I didn't know they was teaching me that, and they didn't know.
Right.
It's just that, as you go on, you be like, damn. Like, all right, I'm gonna give an example. Like, my baby mother passed away, right?
Mm-hmm. My condolences.
And I'm sitting there, right? And I'm like, damn, my friend is gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I start crying, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I can't believe this shit. Like me and her, like, we wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because she died today, a few years ago. But that's crazy. But it is my daughter's birthday too. But yeah, and I was like she ain't coming back. And what happened is her brother was talking, and he made me think about some shit. And I'm like, God, that means I really cared about her. But we never said to each other, like, I love you. You understand what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? We never talked like that. It always was like, fuck you, black bitch. Come get your daughter. You know what I'm saying?
That was love.
Yeah, but it was never,
that was your kind of love.
Right. It never was like really saying to each other how we feel about it. It never happened all these years. My daughter's 29 today. Wow. We never said, and I think she turned 21 or something like that when her mom passed away or something. I don't know.
Wow.
But it's like, we never said that. Like, we never said that. But when she passed, it was like, you know what I'm saying? I can't believe this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, who won't call me early in the morning and curse me out?
And tell you, black bitch, come get your daughter?
Yeah. Fuck you, black bitch. You know what I'm saying?
But that's, I mean, again, love is a very interesting thing. You
gotta know how to love.
Well, here's the thing, right? How to love, right? So not everybody's definition of love.
That's gonna be our next topic. What's your
definition of love, right? It's different for different folks, different strokes. So the definition of love may be different for many different people.
Right.
So I grew up with where we curse each other out. You know what I'm saying? We call each other hookers and hoes and bitches. And that's love.
Right.
My cousins be like, bitch, and I'm like, bitch. Right. Love, right? You go somewhere else and be like, bitch, and be like, oh, excuse me, how disrespectful to you? And I'm like, well, I love you. Right. So calling you a bitch. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Even with the men in my family, we'd be like, look at this faggot ass nigga. You say that to somebody else and they take it offense. But hey, if I don't call them a faggot, then they're gonna be like, yo, you don't call me a faggot. Right. You know what I mean? Like, what's that about? So it depends on, your definition of love. It depends on, what you learn love to be. So when people be like, oh, you don't know how to love. No, it's not about that not knowing how to love. It's about you don't understand how to love that person or what love means to that person. So I think that asking the person, how do you want to be loved or what love means to you is really imperative in a relationship nowadays, because you could be loving a person by showering them with gifts or, taking them out to dates and doing all these things. And you think that that's like that's the thing. Maybe that's all he knows. Because I had a man who loved me that way. It was like he thought that if he bought me gifts, I was showing love. He thought that if he took me out to, $200-$300 dinners, that's showing me love, but wasn't affectionate. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, you don't love me. You don't hug me. You don't kiss me. You know what I'm saying? You don't massage my feet. That's not love. You think this restaurant and this pocketbook and this shit is love? That shit ain't love. Not to me. But to him, that's what love was. Right. Maybe different, but in having the conversation on that topic, right? What is love to you? What is love to me? And then saying, oh, okay, now you'd be able to understand how to love that person better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but I think love is you can't learn right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna take time. Even if a person tell you, it's not right. Even if a person tell you how they want to be loved, it's gonna take time for you to love them. It's gonna just happen
because it's a part of learning the person, right?
So if they don't really love you, like or they don't want to love you, that it ain't gonna happen.
Look, that's again, it comes up in conversation. Shit, you know what I'm saying? It's not hard to tell. Like if people understand, if they understand, themselves and they understand energy, it's not hard to tell. I believe that.
I mean,
I love. Who's fake?
No, we fake. Men fake. They
Oh, men
it.
fake, like what, fake love somebody?
Yeah,
Oh, like women fake orgasms.
right.
Oh shit! If a woman fake an orgasm, because I tell a nigga straight up, nigga, nah, you ain't make me come. And they be like, ooh, ow, ooh, girl, ooh, that hurt. But I'm just saying, I'm keeping it a buck, right? We just want to keep it real. Like, you want to know. Don't ask me how many times.
I did.
I know you selfish motherfucker. You
Alright.
selfish bastard.
I see you next time, motherfucker. I'll call that other motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Next time I'm gonna come first and then leave you with a stiffy.
Yeah, fuck it. It'll go down.
I'm gonna get off, be like, bah, I'm done. We should try, girls, try that next time.
What that
Okay?
person said right there.
Try that. Who said that? Let's see who's this. Oh, hello, Stephon. He said, y'all keep doing your thing. The both of y'all are real with no filters. I enjoy watching. Charlamagne and Angie Martinez in training. Plan P's, walk, build and stand up. What? Yeah, he already knows, right? We from the Bland. It's all good. Fourth building, you already know. You know, nothing but love. I appreciate it. I really appreciate the love. Who's that? Hey, Mr. Roger Potts. Thanks for watching. Great inspiration. I love the stuff he posts on Facebook. He posts a lot of positivity, a lot of things about relationships and how to like navigate your relationships and stuff like that. So I really appreciate a lot of the stuff that he puts on Facebook. So you know, I try to take heed to a lot of things because as I'm going into, you know, my 40s. So press the like button. We really appreciate everybody for watching.
Everything.
What's the YouTube channel again? Help us out, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of new to this thing.
It's all right there.
So what is it? Okay, so it's on Facebook. Okay, we know you. I know Charlamagne.
Yeah. I'm holding the show.
Angie Martinez. I love Angie Martinez. Shout out to Angie. That's my girl. You know, she's at 105.1 now. So, you know, she's like ever on the radio. So that's what's up. But